Paris, end of June. It's Couture Fashion Week and it's unusually hot. At Jean-Paul Gaultier headquarters, guests are quietly and elegantly suffering from the heat, and invitation cards are used as handheld fan. Monsieur Jean-Paul Gaultier is arriving and greeting Farida Khelfa, famous muse and former model at the French fashion house, and Madame Catherine Deneuve. Is it necessary to introduce the most famous French actress? 2 steps away is a bunch of influencers: Amina Muaddi, the Jordanian-Romanian shoe designer, Emma Chamberlain, the American YouTuber, and Lena Mafouf, the French influencer, reaching a total of 21 million followers, just the 3 of them. Between the front row and the bunch of influencers, twins Simi and Azkadra, Palestinian influencers and creator-owners of the beauty brand Simiaz. Sitting next to Madame Deneuve, Maria Carla Boscono, Italian model, and her daughter Maria Lucas, while the daughter follows the path of her supermodel mother. Presentation down, the show may start. The catwalk is quite minimal and unusually set up. No elevated catwalk, model walk in a tiny SL and then in a big square. Covered and covered. The first models appear head almost covered. The designs of the creation get lower and lower to slightly look undressed until the design of a jacket is literally falling down to the waist. Creative codes of the French designer Jean-Paul Gaultier are reinterpreted. Very tight corsets, trench, powdered beige rosé, draping, and introduced according to Nicolas Di Felice's creative vision. Geometry centered, with a wink to his last collection at Courrèges. Nicolas Di Felice, Courrèges creative director, whose first fashion show was only 3 years ago, is the lucky one to design Jean-Paul Gaultier's couture collection this season, succeeding to Olivier Roustin, Eder Ackerman, Simone Rocha, Glenn Martins, Chitose Abe, and Julien Dossena. Accessories designed by Nicolas Di Felice was inspired by Jean-Paul Gaultier's punk inspiration and attitude in his former 90s collection. The French fashion designer was known for bringing punk to Paris. It's Georges Obeika's Couture Day, and it starts with a rehearsal time. Documenting the behind-the-scenes of a fashion show is my favorite part of a fashion show. You'll never guess how much it takes a village to orchestrate the average 10 minutes of a runway presentation, especially when the model arrives super late, because she just came straight away from the previous show. Rehearsal time done. Time to go through the hairstyling, and it's a military precision to get the models prepared on time. This fall-winter 24 couture show, the direction of hairstyling is focused on a wet hair look. Pulled back hairstyling or pulling hair back, spray hairspray, pulling hair back, spray more hairspray. More relaxed on the side of makeup, and for good reason. This fall-winter 24 couture show emphasizes on a natural look. Models have even time to grab something to eat or to strike the pose for backstage photographers. On the side of the dressers, it's time to scratch the shoes. Among makeup artists, hairdressers, models, photographers, dressers, public and press relation team, there's so much energy, excitement, passion, tension, pressure, and let's say craziness in the backstage atmosphere of a runway show. Guests have no idea about how much is going on backstage, arriving quietly, exploring the set, posing for the in-house photographers, spotting their seats. The super influencer Leonie arrived a few seconds before the show starts, and the show may start. Schiaparelli's first couture silhouette, a black velvet cape with phoenix wing-shaped shoulders, adorned with a sweetie chrome trompe-l'œil feathers embroidery, is giving the tone of the collection. Titled The Phoenix, the couture collection honors Elsa Schiaparelli's gift to reinvent herself and celebrate the idea of rebirth. At Hotel Salomon de Rothschild, unpicked guests enjoy a dazzling display of innovation and artistry. In a darkened space above by the chandelier, the collection of 31 creations is a theatrical homage to the house's past, with references to 1940 and 80 exaggerated shoulders. Ultimate tribute to Elsa's flamboyant style and her love for rich fabrics and adornments, Daniel Roseberry draws inspiration in the most memorable archival pieces. Embroidery inspired by the design of the iconic Schiaparelli Apollo of Versailles cape from the 1938 Zodiac collection. Vintage shoe trompe-l'œil as reference to Elsa's admiration for surrealism, and the high-heel shoe hat created in 1937 in collaboration with Salvador Dali, adorned at the back of a corset bustier dress, enhanced with a swirling millefeuille of moving circles, and at the neckline of a corseted dress. Schiaparelli's Couture Runway Show is the highlight of Couture Fashion Week in Paris, since Daniel Rosberry has been taking over the artistic direction of the French fashion house. It's Balenciaga Couture Day. 2 steps away from the busy Avenue des Champs-Élysées and chic Avenue Montaigne, the quiet Avenue Georges V is not used to such craziness. In front of the French fashion house's headquarters at number 10, black barriers have been set up, preventing the guests from paparazzi. Spots are very rare and well deserved. First came, first served is not necessarily true in that situation, and it takes some resourcefulness to expect to spot the guests. The crowd is waiting and waiting and waiting. They even don't know who to expect. Kylie Jenner, some K-pop stars, all eyes are pointed on every single authorized black Berlin depositing a guest. It's another kind of show that the weight to Balenciaga's fashion show offers. There's no better place than Fashion Week to show off your creativity, and fashion students know how to seize the opportunity. The tension manifests itself on the side of photographers, awaiting the end of the show and exit of guests. And suddenly, everything speeds up. Italian model Maria Carla Boscono, escorted on a taximoto, is the first one to show up. Then, it's a catwalk of black Berlins. It seems to be Nicole Kidman and daughter Sunday Rose, Naomi Watts and daughter Kai Schreiber. Not sure beyond the window picture will worth it. Hopefully, photographers can rely on the 90s supermodel Eva Herzigova to strike the pose.
Maybe smiling.
If one word could describe Giorgio Armani's journey in fashion, it would be timeless. And if we had to pick only one word to describe Fall/Winter 24-25 Giorgio Armani's couture collection, it would be pearl. In a timeless color palette of natural tones, 89 runway looks to match the age of the iconic Italian fashion designer are designed around the symbol of serenity. Pearl is at the forefront of the Fall/Winter 24 couture collection, and fabric at the center of the attention. Symbol of opulence, Giorgio Armani chooses to associate the facet of the gem to the wisdom and purity of the moon and water. Tailored evening jackets adorned with pearls, pearls as dancing fringes of a cape, supersized pearls embellishing black velvet beret, black evening velvet gowns covered with pearls, black Tahitian pearls embroidered on sheer black trousers. No narrative needed, a glimpse at every single silhouette embodies the idea of the quest of the perfection in the pearl. Elisa Couture Day was the hottest and wettest day of Paris Fashion Week. Hosted at Musée des Arts Décoratifs, 2 steps away from the Tuileries, the location is literally facing the most Instagrammable Parisian restaurant, Loulou. Guests are slowly showing up, some agitation in the corner. Influencers are making their entrance. The Italian editor-at-large at Vogue Japan, Anna Dello Russo, the Serbian fashion YouTuber Tamara Kalinic, and suddenly a mass of photographers gather around a guest. Art Evangelista. It's a race for the best shooting spot, and you better be trained. A few moments later, a bustling mass of photographers and people gather again, and you can tell by the overwhelmed size of the mass that we are dealing with a very important people. There's so much people around the guest that we even don't see who she is. We will learn later that it was Avril, and the crowd evaporates as fast as it formed, and life returns to normal. At Dior, the Italian creative director Maria Grazia Chiuri celebrates the upcoming Olympic Games in Paris. At Musée Rodin, as per tradition, guests are exploring the set awaiting the show. A wall of mosaics designed by American artist Faith Ringgold depicting the Olympic Games and paying tribute to the athletes. The collection is a melting between two opposite powerful worlds, sport and couture, in a color palette prominently referring to the material of the Olympic medals: gold, silver, and bronze. The first silhouettes refer to the ancient Olympic Games of ancient Greece. Drapé white goddess dresses on top of metallic tanks, with asymmetric necklines cut to expose the shoulder, gladiator sandals, gold one-piece covered in gilded feathers, shining sequin bodysuit. The silhouettes give the tone of the collection through the intersection between completely opposite fabrics, delicate silk and comfortable jersey. In memory of couture, jersey is not the fabric we think of when it comes to couture, and bodysuits are more appropriate to a resort or cruise collection. Maria Grazia Chiuri is standing out in her creative position. It's a time of reflection for the most iconic French fashion house. Few months before the Couture Fashion Week, Chanel announced the departure of Virginie Viard after almost 30 years within the house, working hand in hand with Karl Lagerfeld and including 5 years as artistic director. The Couture One-Way Show is reflecting this time of reflection within the fashion house. Hosted at Opéra Garnier instead of the usual Palais Éphémère, awaiting the renovation of the Grand Palais, the Couture collection has been designed by the studio. Outside the show, very few street-style photographers and guests confused by the new location and a little bit mishandled by the security in charge of the traffic in one of the most touristic Parisian areas. The entire fashion world is speculating on who will be succeeding to Karl Lagerfeld and Virginie Viard at Chanel. Jacques Mus, Haider Ackermann, John Galliano, Pier Paolo Piccioli, Eddie Slimane, Sarah Burton. It's a new chapter for Chanel.